My name's Graeme Smith. I'm a reporter for the Globe and Mail. I first arrived in Kandahar in 2005, and I arrived by road. I flew into Kabul, and a young man met me, and we drove down out of the jagged mountains that surround Kabul onto the dusty flatlands of Kandahar. It was about a 6-hour car ride, and we left in the morning because we didn't want to be on the road at night. So we left very early so as to for sure make it to Kandahar before sunset, because the thinking at the time was that there were bandits on the road. And I very clearly remember being on the road, and the young man who was driving me, named Omar, he turned to me and he said, "Now you are coming into Pushtun country. Now you are entering the real Afghanistan." And I always felt as though when I arrived in Kandahar that I was somehow entering a new world, because it is something unlike any other place I'd been anywhere else in the world. It's a very sort of ancient, almost cinematic place. And I was entranced by this place. I spent the next 3 years going back to Kandahar again and again. I made a total of 16 visits. I spent the majority of the last 3 years there. And every time I arrived there, it was more and more dangerous. The following year, a bunch of Christian missionaries were on a bus on the same road, and they were captured by the Taliban and ransomed. And that same friend, Omar, actually, who was with me on that very first journey, was taking a bus between Kabul and Kandahar, and he got into a live firefight. There were bullets hitting the bus. There were RPGs whizzing across the road. He survived that, but it's a situation that's progressively worse. And so this place, Kandahar, that accepted me in some ways, and that was the place where I worked for years, became more and more hostile. And it was strange for me because it was a place that I had felt some sense of belonging in, and over time it was a place to which I could no longer belong simply because it was so dangerous for foreigners. And so in a way it was like being exiled from a place that I had come to love, and it was heartbreaking.